You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
And we're now joined live in the studio with David Day, the principal of the Isle of Sheppey Academy. We're going to be talking all about the Parent Council. I think we've got a little bit of an update on how the new buildings are going as well. But firstly, David, it's great to see you here at BRFM once again.
Daniel, thank you very much, and thank you for having me on the show.
David, I was wondering if we could perhaps start off with a little bit of an introduction about yourself and your role and how that works at the Academy.
Daniel, I've been principal since the 1st of September 2011, so almost a year. That makes me in charge of both sites, both the east and the west site, and I'm lucky to have two very hard-working executive head teachers, Mr. Rahman on the east site and Mr. Klee on the west, and a group of 5 strategic leaders who work on teaching, curriculum, attainment, behaviour, and of course community engagement.
Now, I was wondering if you could tell us what actually is the Parent Council designed to do?
The Parent Council is not new. It's something we've tried to kick off this year, and we want to relaunch with extra zest and rigour. Basically, on Monday, the 16th of July, at 6 o'clock, at our West Sheerness site, we're going to use the staff room to invite parents, indeed grandparents, together to come into the Academy as a new development. And we want the Parent Council to appoint 2 governors. We already have 1 governor appointed through this route, but we have a second vacancy, and we want the council to A, help us appoint that parent governor, and B, to be a sounding board and a consultation device where we can talk about the Academy's policies, we can talk about our developments, and indeed we can engage together in what is the best way of maximising the learning and the potential of all the young people here on the island, Daniel. And last time the parents were very interested in it being a fundraising venue, but I prefer it to be a little bit more an idea of consultation and talking and sharing of good policies.
David, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about how the parents see the Parent Council sort of working and going ahead.
Daniel, the initial idea from parents who've worked with us in the past have suggested that the Parent Council will look at fundraising ideas and concepts which will benefit the young students in terms of their learning and extracurricular activities. But I would like it to be much more than that. I would like the opportunity for parents to chair it. I'd like parents to help, if you like, ask us questions, help prompt us, help, if you like, look at some of the issues that affect the young people and themselves as parents. You know, are we communicating effectively on pupil attainment? Have we got some joint projects with parents, such as, for instance, we could do some quiz evenings, and also just generally build up a rapport where we could use that not being dominated by teachers, but dominated by parents, for parents, run by parents, chaired by parents and led by parents. And I think, you know, that will help improve two-way communications.
Is it a unique idea, the idea of a Parent Council?
I don't think it's really unique, Daniel. My last school had a PTFA, a Parent Teachers and Friends Association. Many secondary schools do have Parent Teachers Associations, but often secondary schools find that difficult because, you know, I have young children of my own and they don't want to see their daddy anywhere near the secondary school. That's what my 2 children say. But sometimes it can be more difficult for parents to come into secondary schools as opposed to primary schools. And we're trying to break down that large cultural difference between primary and secondary schools. And just hopefully, you know, this Parent Council can work because it will have real teeth, because it will help us elect 2 governors. And I think that really does give it status and influence.
One of the things probably our listeners have been seeing, and I've certainly been seeing it, is your new buildings going up here on the island. How are things going?
They're right to time. We're very excited at the new developments, and we had a brilliant topping out ceremony. Delighted that Lord Turnbull came along and signed his name in a stone that will be used on the new building. And Peyton Massey, one of the Year 10 students, was also fantastic because she has signed her name alongside Lord Turnbull for that topping out ceremony. So everything is on course. I think the mild winter actually helped, Daniel.
Yes, yeah.
And we're really excited at the new facilities, and we've taken control of our own ICT and computing arrangements, and we're putting the final touches to that to make sure it's absolutely state of the art. Really excited. It's going to be great.
Now, one of the things I've become aware of recently is that students, I think, are going to have to stay on school an extra year. How are you gearing up for that?
Well, first of all, one has to look at the reason why this is being pushed, and there's great concern that Britain has to compete on the international economic stage. And the fear is, over the last 10 years or so, that Britain has slipped behind, particularly some of the BRIC economies, and we must compete. So how we're going to help with that is we have a very academic sixth form, and we'll have the traditional academic A-level courses, but also we're going to have a vocational sixth form, Daniel. We're looking this year to offer motor vehicles, engineering, hair and beauty, and to top it all off, we've got, with Pro Soccer Academy, we're going to run our own soccer academy where students will do a variety of vocational courses and train just like a professional footballer for 2 hours a day and play in a Pro Soccer Academy league. And that will be fantastic. You know, I know the coaches at Pro Soccer. They've worked with me in the past. They're ex-professional footballers, and they will be taking no nonsense. It's a very disciplined, very rigorous approach with kitted out tracksuits and real professional training. And better than ever, the students will not be allowed to play if they're behind with their coursework. What a fantastic idea.
Yeah, it certainly is. Talking about that, are there any other interesting developments at the Isle of Sheppey Academy at the moment?
Yes, Daniel. Let's start with the academic developments. Really pleased at the progress that the maths department are making. Already we're 4% up on last year. 47% of students already have an A to C grade at GCSE maths. I'm very grateful to our lead sponsor, Dulwich College. They've worked with us, particularly helping some of the more higher achieving students, and as a result we've doubled the number of students already who will get a grade A or A star at maths, so that's fantastic. We've had one young man, Joshua Phillips, secure a place at Dulwich College. He's passed the entrance exam. Fantastic news for Joshua.
Yeah.
And also, I think in terms of developments, we had a fantastic apprentice, 4 really worthy finalists, you know, Rachel Cundret, Kirby Bowron, Frankie Stamford, and a fantastic winner in Chloe Gill. So what a great scheme, and Kent County Council have committed that the winner of the apprentice in 2013 will get a young apprenticeship. How about that?
Fantastic. David, before you go actually, do you have any contact details, of course, where our listeners can find out more, and also the parent counsellors as well?
Yes. Karen Kerr at the Academy would be the person to contact for the Parent Council, and Karen can be made available on 01795 873 591 on the east site, or indeed on the west site. Same code. It's 66 24 74, and of course on our website, if you Google the Isle of Sheppey Academy, will come up.
David, as always, it's great to speak to you here at BRFM.
Thank you very much, Daniel.
That's David Day here at BRFM, telling us all about the Parent Council, a little bit about how the buildings are going as well, right here at BRFM.